I want skinny jeans to come back in 2025.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here. Boop.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 here. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing my ins and outs for 2025. This whole concept was quite trendy, I think either at the beginning of last year or the previous year. I'm definitely late to the trend, which actually that is one of my ins for 2025, being late to trends. But basically it's sharing what you want to see and don't want to see in the new year. And originally this video was going to be me kind of ranking and going through, overall the summary of 2024 fashion trends. And I just realized I didn't care. Don't get me wrong, like I'm planning on doing a thrifting 2025 fashion trends and talking about fashion trends in the new year for sure. But I just didn't feel like I had anything else to say that I haven't already said in the trend videos that I had made this year. And so I wanted to do something a little more personal and kind of based on my own opinion. I have over 30 items I want to talk about today, so let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start with my ins for 2025 and then talk about the negative, which I think you're supposed to end on a positive note, but I'm gonna start on a positive note and then get negative later. Something I got really into in 2024 is silver jewelry. I have always been a gold jewelry type of person, but then all of a sudden it was like a switch turned on and I really liked silver jewelry. It just gives kind of a different look than gold jewelry. And I mean, I'm wearing a silver belt, I'm wearing a silver necklace, and like that is quite a big deal. Although, because I've always been a gold jewelry type of person, I do have a good collection of gold jewelry. And so I think mixing metals in 2025 is an in for me. I feel a lot of people have changed their opinion on mixing metals in the past couple of years, but it has been such a rule of, oh gosh, don't wear silver and gold jewelry together. And now that I am into silver jewelry, I have been wanting to mix them together, but have been like, oh, does it actually go? And kind of feeling insecure about mixing them. But no, next year I am going to. And in a way, I guess I am still. Like, my ring is gold, my earrings are gold. I did contemplate buying new hoop earrings in silver, so when I'm wearing a silver necklace, I can then swap my earrings for silver. But then I realized I just don't care enough to change my earrings. Like, I rarely change them unless it's for a really pretty earring that I'm gonna wear for a couple of hours, but then I swap them back for my gold earrings. And so then to do that with silver, maybe one day, but for how expensive the earrings that I wear, because I need them to be solid gold, it just felt unnecessary to spend that money when it literally doesn't really matter. And I want to kind of have fun with mixing metals, mixing a silver and gold necklace, which just feels so outside of my comfort zone, but something I want to challenge myself to do in the new year. This next one is going to sound really silly, but stay with me. It is very personal to being a content creator, but that is only buying one thing at the thrift store or nothing. Now, going to the thrift store and only thrifting one thing or nothing is pretty common when I go thrifting. That's a pretty accurate experience that I have when going thrifting. But when it comes to filming a thrift with me, I put so much pressure on myself to thrift at least 2 or more things to make the thrift with me seem worthwhile to have filmed. And in the past, when I have filmed a thrift with me where I only thrifted 1 or 2 things that maybe weren't exciting, my last video is a perfect example, I feel like I need to apologize. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I even posted this video, that you wasted your time to watch something where I didn't thrift super interesting and exciting things, but also the things that I thrifted I did really like. And so why am I apologizing? Especially because 99.9% of the comments were literally like, girl, if you thrift nothing, that's totally fine. We just love a thrift with me, which 100% me too. I love watching Thrift With Me's just in general and not necessarily for what the person buys. And some days you get super lucky where you somehow like find 5 amazing pieces at the thrift store, and other times you still find amazing pieces at the thrift store, but maybe it's just one. And I think something I really want to do in 2025 is to film Thrift With Me's where I don't buy anything, and not even because I don't like the pieces, but maybe I'm like, I already have something similar, or I really like this thing, but I'm okay. I'm really hoping this is all making sense. It's just more about not feeling any sort of pressure for it and not apologizing if I didn't thrift anything, especially because, again, in my last video, 99.9% of people were literally so positive and on the same page as me, but then there was just like one comment that was like, no, this is boring, you didn't buy anything, I'm unsubscribing, and being okay with that. But there's something about a negative comment that speaks to that insecurity that you're talking about, that you're like, oh my gosh, everyone feels this way. And no, they don't. That's fine. They don't want to follow me. That's literally totally cool. I'd rather have amazing people that are on the same page as me subscribe to me. So yeah, just something that you may see in future Thrift With Me's in 2025. My next in for 2025 is not dressing your age. And what I mean by that specifically is not wearing something because society or people tell you that you're too old to wear it, even if it makes you happy and you love it. Something that I have been told honestly my entire life when I'm wearing a really fun outfit is, oh, I can get away with it because I'm young. In my last Thrift With Me, the cat Santa sweatshirt and plaid skirt and big red scrunchie, I was told by an older customer that I could get away with what I was wearing because I was young. And they weren't saying it in an insult like it was a bad outfit or anything, but for them, they felt like even though they really liked the outfit, that they couldn't wear it because of their age. And no, if they loved the outfit I was wearing, then they should be able to wear it. Now, I understand maybe if you are 40 and you don't want to wear what a 20-year-old is wearing, like I'm not saying to do that, but I feel like there's a very like strict rules a lot of the times for what you should be wearing based on your age. And I feel like that concept is, I'm hoping, kind of going away when I think of a 30-year-old being portrayed in a movie in the 90s versus what somebody in their 30s wears now. It is very different. And so I feel like we're kind of deconstructing that concept, but it's always feminine presenting people also that have the rules of, oh, you can't wear this, oh, you can't wear that because it's too youthful for you or whatever. If you like it, there are no rules. Wear whatever the heck you want. As somebody that turned 30 in 2024, I'm already, I mean, obviously I've seen it, but I think now that I am of that age, the ageism is ridiculous. The next one could also kind of lean into the last one, and that is overdressing and feeling goofy. Obviously not wearing stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable, but like hats make me feel goofy. And you know what? I'm gonna lean into the goofiness because what's gonna happen? I'm gonna have a fun outfit, that's what. Also, like feeling like I can't wear something because it's too much. Oh, this outfit is gonna be too much for this occasion. So what? Overdress? Take that opportunity to wear whatever the heck you want. Some of my favorite fashion people truly wear the most spectacular things to Trader Joe's, and I want that energy. When it comes to thrifting, you do have to be open-minded to whatever the thrift store is going to give you. And some of my favorite things that I've thrifted were things that I wasn't necessarily looking for. But at this moment in time with my personal style and what I own, I feel like I'm at a good point where I need to be more picky. I have a lot of amazing pieces in my collection now that there are very specific things that I am looking for that I feel like I could be focusing on trying to thrift instead of potentially thrifting stuff that, yes, was cute, but I probably, you know, I didn't need it. Whereas the things that were on my thrift wish list, I should have kept to it and just been patient. And I think this goes along with the second thing I had talked about as an in for 2025 of being okay about thrifting nothing or only thrifting one thing in a thrift with me. And I just want to be more strict on waiting for the things that are on my thrift wish list. 2024 was not only the year that I got into silver jewelry, but it also was the year that I feel like I really got into brown shades of clothing. I think I've dabbled with the color brown in clothing, but I never felt like I really had the pieces that made sense and I think just looked cute, honestly. Maybe I just didn't know how to style them. That's probably why. But this year, I just feel like I unlocked something. Brown has been, fall and winter, and it's also kind of like black. Like it's not something that is super new, but it has definitely been more talked about of using brown instead of black. Whereas we always have gone for black a lot of times for like a classic, which I also love, don't get me wrong, but I've really been getting into brown shades and like I have really been enjoying it, especially when I don't want the harsh contrast of a black jacket or black shoes. And so in 2025, even more so, I am gonna be into brown clothing. Actually, I think it's like chestnut or something. It's a brown shade that is the Pantone of the year for 2025. Everyone that asks someone where something is on Instagram or on TikTok is usually TikTok that's like aggressive. If they don't answer within a minute where something is from, needs to be using Google Lens. Not that there's anything wrong with asking where something's from. I'm not saying that at all, but I know that you've seen the comments that are aggressive, that are saying someone's a gatekeeper because they won't say where a tank top is from, you know. And obviously with sizing, I know that's a whole other thing where it's like knowing the brand and the size that they're wearing can be super helpful. But I think the first step in trying to figure out where something is from is using Google Lens. If you can't, then going from there. But at least like the first step, I use it all of the time. I also use it if I see something on ThredUp and I'm just not sure what the actual fit is like. I will Google Lens it to see maybe what it looks like on the model, or if I'm at the thrift store. Again, it's not always the most accurate, but I think it's a really great first step if you're trying to figure out where something is from. I know Pinterest does have like an automatic one, and they do link a lot of secondhand sites, a lot of Poshmark listings as well, which is super awesome. But if you are trying to figure out exactly what that thing is, I think still putting it into Google Lens can be very helpful. I'd asked on my Instagram for any questions for a future Q&A, and one of the questions was, what is a trend that you want to come back? And I wanted to include it in this because I want skinny jeans to come back in 2025. Not that people are not wearing them. I think that is kind of a misconception a lot of times when you talk about things that aren't trendy anymore, that it's like, oh my God, nobody is wearing it, when I would argue probably 90% of people are wearing it. It's just the 10% that you see online talking bad about it. I personally don't love skinny jeans. I don't know if I'll ever wear skinny jeans again, but also skinny jeans have a purpose with an outfit. I think with jeans especially, it's like all or nothing. If we're into wide leg, you can't wear mom jeans or skinny jeans. If you're into high rise, then you can never do low rise. And of course, like not owning something that you don't like, duh. But I think having a variety of styles and fits is good because every outfit sometimes needs a different style. I have mid-rise jeans. I don't wear them the same way I wear high-rise jeans, but they have a purpose. Again, don't own something that you're not gonna wear. I'm not saying that. But this all or nothing attitude is kind of obviously the issue with the trend cycle of, okay, this is in now, you can't wear this anymore. And I would say most people don't follow that at all, but some people do. And you see what at thrift stores where it's like, oh, now that low rise is in, all the high rise jeans are being donated, which there was a plus where I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of high rise jeans now at the thrift store. Awesome, but also not awesome. And again, some people find that preference is better for them, and it being a trend, they had never tried it, and so it's a complete pro. But it's funny that now I'm seeing people talk about wanting to be into skinny jeans because they're so outdated that now they're cool. And it's just fascinating to watch. And skinny jeans deserve to be trendy again. Skinny jeans deserve to just exist. No, jean style should be a trend. I had seen Instagram of some random Instagrammer putting together an outfit and they were wearing skinny jeans, and one of the comments was thanking them for wearing skinny jeans on social media because they have felt so insecure about having any photos in their skinny jeans and posting them. And they're a normal person. And I am just sick of the hate of skinny jeans. I've added my own hate towards skinny jeans. Don't get me wrong, I'm a hypocrite, but maybe that's also something with getting older where you're just like, nothing's set in stone. Also, I would say the skinny jeans that I know I wore in high school, I think are very different than skinny jeans nowadays. The skinny jeans I wore in high school were so uncomfortable. The issue with skinny jeans is a lot of times we were buying skinny jeans that were not in our size and that were suffocating us. That's out. That is out. That's not coming in 2025. Good quality, comfortable skinny jeans 2025. Archiving pieces in your closet that you aren't wearing is something that I've heard a lot of people talking about. I even talked about it in my closet clean out video, where there's things in your closet that you really love, but for whatever reason, you're just not wearing them. And I think, especially in the past, my first instinct was saying goodbye to them. I haven't worn it in 6 months. Let's say goodbye. But a lot of times it's just that I've worn it so much that, which isn't a con, but in a way I'm kind of not annoyed, but I just need some space from it. And so instead of getting rid of it and potentially regretting getting rid of it, because I have so many things I have said goodbye to that I regret, and that then I end up thrifting again when I could have just kept that original thing that I had. And so I have a box. It's not a big box. It's not like so many items, but it's a couple items that, yeah, I don't really wear right now, but I want to keep because they're amazing. Some of them are sentimental reasons, but also some of them are that I just really like them and I want to keep them. Again, I think there's a limit to this of, oh, I'm just gonna put this to the side and put it in storage and then not think about it for 5 years. More of maybe every year you go through that archive storage and take a look, see if you still feel the same way about those items, but at least you gave yourself some time without it, but are able to look at it then with fresh new eyes and be like, oh my gosh, I actually am really happy I kept this. And so that is something, as we are in 2025, anytime I'm, doing a little closet refresh, just looking at my closet, and if there's things that I'm not wearing, instead of just saying goodbye to them, actually keeping them. Again, not going to extreme of holding on to things that I don't like. I think you can really figure out what makes sense for you and be honest with yourself about if you actually should or shouldn't keep that item. I just moved my camera slightly down because I didn't realize how high up it was, so sorry for a little bit of the change. But now for my outs in 2025. The first one is polyester and everything. Please, in 2025, can we stop? I know it's not gonna stop, but so many people are becoming way more aware of how much polyester is used in expensive clothing. It'll be like a sweater that's 90% polyester, and if you have ever touched a 90% polyester sweater, it feels horrific. 100%, 80% polyester, it feels like fake clothing. It feels like swimsuit material because that's literally a lot of times what it is made out of. And I think sometimes there is a pro to a blend. I do love an acrylic blend in a secondhand cardigan. I will not lie. Again, secondhand. And sometimes the blends can help with, say, itchiness, but again, I think that's such a gray area, especially with new clothing, and I think that's why, again, so pro on secondhand fashion. But these brands are putting polyester in the most ridiculous of things. Also, kind of another pro for secondhand fashion, which is literally my entire channel. I don't even know why I'm mentioning this necessarily, because I think most people watching feel the same way, but the polyester from the 90s is very different than the polyester nowadays. And not that I put rules of not buying something at the thrift store because it's from a certain brand, but the material of that ultra fast fashion brand item that's 100% or 90% polyester feels so different than the 100% polyester item that was from the 90s. I am curious how possibly unpopular this opinion is, so let me know, but I think TikTok Shop should be out in 2025. Now, there's another side of the pro of small businesses on TikTok Shop. Safiya Nygaard talked about it in her video, but I would say 90% of things that are on TikTok Shop are either a scam, unethical, unsustainable, or literally have no information about where they manufacture, what materials they are. It's literally another Shein and Amazon, but I don't think a lot of people realize it, and they see it as something else because there are legitimate businesses on it, very similar to Amazon, that you think, oh, like TikTok wouldn't have a scam brand on here, or TikTok wouldn't have a brand that's like terrible on here selling. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Same thing with, again, Safiya Nygaard's video on Pinterest, where there's brands being promoted that have like a stamp of approval from Pinterest that are selling things that are completely different than what you end up getting. And again, I think we assume it from certain brands, but from Pinterest or TikTok, I feel like a lot of people don't realize it, and I'm sick of it. I know nothing's gonna happen about it, and I'm literally screaming into a void, but I hate TikTok Shop. Also, like every couple swipes, it's something about TikTok Shop. I will go out of my way to buy something not on TikTok Shop, even if it's more expensive from the actual brand. I will do that based on principle that I refuse to use TikTok Shop. It just makes me so angry. And again, like even with Amazon, there's some things that you can only find on Amazon, or you can only, you know, maybe find on TikTok Shop. So like you have to figure out what makes sense for you. And I'm, you know, not trying to shame anyone or anything. I just feel like there should be so much more regulation with especially TikTok Shop, because I think that is probably one of the biggest ways people are buying, especially a younger generation as well, where, oh, it's so easy to just shop on there and buy the thing that the person is talking about, and in most cases it's just junk. I need to preface this next one that this is just towards me personally. I absolutely love this so much on other people, but I have to put a rule for myself now, and that is colorful tights and pattern tights. I am not allowed to buy any more colorful or pattern tights. I never wear them, and I feel weird in them, and not in a goofy, funny, silly way, like I said, that is in for 2025. And I don't like this. I would rather just wear black tights or no tights at all. And I was looking for some burgundy red tights. I was like, oh, seeing them everywhere. They're so beautiful. They're so wonderful. Found them, went to go check out. And then I stopped myself and I was like, Alexa, how often have you worn your red tights? Yes, they're brighter, but how often have you worn those? How often have you worn your purple tights? I haven't worn my white tights in a really long time. And even those, I would say, even when I did wear them, they weren't like a core part of my style. I just stopped and I was like, no. I think tights are the easiest thing to transform an outfit, and a great way to accessorize and, again, do something with an outfit that isn't adding so much to your wardrobe, and also just price. Like, I am pro tights, but for me, no, absolutely not. You're not gonna wear it, Alexa. This is to me, Alexa, do not buy any colorful tights, at least for the next 2 years. That's my rule. I am not, because I know myself now, and I'm just not gonna wear them. I really am not. Something I'm really sick of seeing is the debate between neutral style and colorful style, in that who actually has better personal style. You'll see things where it's like, I used to dress super colorful, and then I found my personal style, which is all neutrals, which could totally be true, but it's this idea a lot of times that you wearing a more neutral outfit that's timeless is better than the more colorful outfit that you had been wearing, and that it's ugly. And then on the other side, you get the debate of neutrals and beige is so boring, that's not personal style, and that having a more maximalist outfit and personal style is better, and that's actual style. And I'm sick of the debate, because everyone is different. Some people love neutrals and beige, and some people love colorful, maximalist, outfits and style, and that's totally okay. This one, I don't have even too much to say about it because I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it because I'm sick of the debate. Something I am also sick of seeing is this need to call every style something. It was fun in 2020 in 2021, and even for myself, I still use the term whimsy goth. It is helpful as a search term for finding, oh, I really like this style. How can I find more of it? How can I find pieces on Depop that are more like it? How can I find creators that dress in this way? Because that's what I'm really into. I see the pro, but I do think we have lost the plot. There was this thing on Pinterest where it was like predictive, like 2025 trends, and it was just the most random words to put together that it's just like, really, do we really need to be doing this? Especially because now it's at the point where it's just being used as a selling term. Oh, you want to be I can't even think of something right now, but you want to be X, Y, and Z like aesthetic, that you need to buy this and this. I mean, I even think about when I was younger, you had like hipster and twee, and we had these names for things, but I also had made a video talking about the fall of aesthetics, and I feel like we were seeing it then, but we're really seeing the fall of aesthetics, because just like the trend cycle and with social media, it just has been ramped up too much where we have lost the plot. Similar to the tights conversation, that I love it on other people, but I have to stop myself from participating. This one is the same, and that is bangs. No bangs for me in 2025. I don't think I look good in bangs, or at least 90% of the time they look bad, and that 1% is what keeps me going, what has kept me cutting my bangs in 2024. I feel like 2024 was the year that I actually properly got bangs. Like, I went to a stylist that specialized in bangs. The bangs were $100 to get, and like, all he did was cut my bangs. He didn't even style my hair. He didn't even wash my hair. All he did was cut my bangs. He didn't even cut the rest of my hair. He only cut my bangs. That's just what he did. And I paid $100 for it. And I will say that was a lot, but it actually was the best bang haircut I had ever gotten in my entire life. So I will take it. And I didn't go back again. I didn't pay $100 to get that again. I just kind of trimmed it over the past year. I love bangs. I love them on other people, but I just think, because in most cases they look terrible most of the time on me, I have to let it go. I'm in the process of growing them, and it is the most horrific experience ever. All I want to do is cut them, but I just know I don't like them on myself, and I just no. Today, I hate them. I hate them so much. I tried not to style them, actually, and I think I spent 30 minutes just trying to make my bangs look presentable, and what did I get? Horrific. The last thing on my list that I am saying is out for 2025 is actually the only thing on this list that's a specific thing. And I don't know, anytime I'm like saying something negative about something, I really want to preface, wear whatever makes you happy. I don't want to over apologize for that opinion, but I feel like this one, I just can't help. But okay. Let me set the scene. I'm at the Rose Bowl flea market last month, and I live close to LA, but I don't live in the heart of LA. So a lot of ultra trendy LA influencers, the things that you see that are being said everyone is wearing, in the heart of LA, everyone is wearing it. I was at the Rose Bowl, and I've seen people wear camo, the like trendy camo. It was on a whole other level at the Rose Bowl flea market. If there were 5 people, there were 4 people wearing the same camo print. Almost every single stand was the same camo print. I did not realize. I knew camo print was trendy, obviously, like an actual like trend, but I was absolutely flabbergasted. And again, there's nothing wrong with necessarily liking what other people like. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever, but it was an experience. I was like, is this when people come to LA and they're like, oh my gosh, it's literally like just influencer, trendy people wearing the same thing? It was. And so camo for me it's an out in 2025, but keep wearing it if you love it. I just feel like it was a lot. I'm literally saying if there were 5 people, 4 of them, if there were 2 people, 1 of them was wearing camo. It was just a sea of camo print. It was the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. This video ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought that I was gonna be like a 10-minute video, and I'm almost sure it's going to be like 30 minutes because you give me a microphone and I'm a yap. I'm gonna yap. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what's on your ins and outs for 2025, which is absolutely wild that in less than a month, it's gonna be 2025. Like, I can't even let that sink in. If you would like to see my face again and into 2025, then make sure you subscribe right down below and hit that little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is AlexSunshine83. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!